Hey, welcome to the channel. Subscribe, turn on post notification, and smash that like button. I appreciate all those things you just did right there. And I know you just did it, right? We ain't gonna start the video. I'm gonna wait right here. I'm gonna wait for you. I'm gonna wait for you to start the video. I'm gonna wait for you to hit that subscribe. I'm gonna wait for you to turn on post notification. I'm gonna wait for you to like this video. I'm gonna wait. All right, let's hop into the video. I'm done waiting. So what's up, y'all? Today I'm gonna be reacting to Richard Wollf debates Fox Stuart Verley on wealth distribution and worker co-ops. Okay, let's see what we can do because I like debates. Like, subscribe. So I already said subscribe. I'm just saying the same thing over here. Hold on, let me go. Okay, I like debates, so let's get into this. Let's see who has the best argument. You know what? I gotta give Fox News his credit though. Fox News keeps inviting other opinions. I gotta give them his credit. Like, they keep inviting other opinions of people that they disagree with. And Richard Wollf is a strong debater when it comes to the whole side of socialism, Marxism. He can debate that shit to a T. This dude is a genius when it comes to that. So it's a really scary debate to bring him up there because he might mop the floor with you if you ain't ready for it. But let's hop right in. No time to waste. Sure is.
Professor Richard Wollf is with us now. She doesn't go.
Ooh, the audio is bad, but who cares?
Happy to be so. In 20, I can't believe it. You actually life is changing. It always does. Okay, comrade. Does Elizabeth Warren, the good senator, has she gone far enough left for you? Surely not. No, she hasn't. But I can see that what she's doing is continuing, in a sense, what Bernie Sanders was trying to do, which is to open up the question of what direction that party should be. And I think it's a reflection of what's happening in the United States as the country splits more and more between rich and poor and those who benefit from government programs and those who don't and so on. There are going to be questions about the political life we lead, and the old style is going to vanish and new parties and new splits will emerge, and she's just part of that. Look, that's interesting political commentary, bearing in mind the state of America today. Right. Now, Bernie Sanders, he wants to go a little bit further left, I think. He's got this single payer idea, right. Medicare for all. Right. Now, we've got a report from the Urban Institute that says that Medicare for all over a 10-year period would cost $32 trillion. That's a little daunting, isn't it? It's daunting. It's one of many estimates, some of which are much lower than that, so you have to kind of work that out.
Facts. There's been much lower estimates than that. much lower estimates than that. Wow, like that was really sneaky. That was really sneaky. They did one of the highest estimates they've ever had out there. That's what they picked. Some economists have said it only costs. I've heard numbers as low as $2 trillion. I've heard numbers as low as that. He went the highest it could go. That was really shady. That was shady as hell.
You would take it off the rich. No, I would take it off a change in the economic system. I don't think whacking one group of the population to help another is a way to build a community or to build a nation. I would never do that. How would you come up with trillions of dollars? Let's call it $32 trillion. How, by changing the economic system, how do you come up with that money? Well, to give you an example, we have a society now in which, according to Oxfam in England, something like the richest 25, 30 people own as much wealth as the bottom half of the population of the planet. If you begin to deal with a change in the economic system, you would distribute our wealth in a different way. I'm not in favor of taking it from the rich to the poor. I'm in favor of not distributing it unequally in the first place.
But yeah, I want to see what you're going to say to that. Let's not distribute it unequally in the first place. Somebody that has not, like, okay. Somebody that has $9 billion. I want to make you guys think that's going to come on here who's going to be against what Richard Wollf is saying right now, okay? I want to make you think. Look, go at whatever company you work for, whatever business you work for, research how much the CEO makes. I researched how much the CEO makes in one of the companies I've worked for. He made $9 million. He made $9 million. Don't you think maybe $4 million of that could go back to the people at the bottom who are making $15 an hour? People who are making $15 an hour. He made $9 million. And there are people in there making $15 an hour. Let's distribute that $9 million equally, right? Maybe he can have $1 million. You know, 1 million or maybe 2 million, but 9 million. I think 6 of those million could have went back to the workers. I think they could have, in my opinion. But anyways, let's keep going.
Has to give up their wealth, and you're the one who's going to take it. No, yes. You're going to change the system so the wealth is not distributed in that way in the first place. Oh, well, it's already been distributed in that way. What do you have, a revolution? No, that's what you do. You change the way the economy works so it doesn't distribute it to a few people enormously. Wait a second. Because that's why we have these struggles. We take from the rich to give to the poor, and then they're surprised that the society is ripped apart by conflict. Jeff Bezos has a personal wealth right now of roughly $90 billion. Yes. That's wealth. How do you take it off him? How do you redistribute that wealth, which is now his? Right. You can notice if you talk to Jeff Bezos or Warren Buffett or Bill Gates or any of those other folks, they're in the process of giving that wealth away to charities, to whatever it is that occurs to them to do. They're famous for doing that. I have a better suggestion. Change the economic system so that we don't have one person in a position to do that. But they've got it right now. They've got it. Oh, you've got it. But we live in a democracy. If the majority of people were to understand how a different economic system would distribute things in a different way, we would have the mechanism to go in that direction. You still got to take it over.
Yeah, he's not talking about taking it from. The dude keep trying to say that. He's saying he can keep it right now, but as time goes on, we change the system so somebody like that will not be able to obtain that kind of wealth. Like that kind of wealth without everybody else getting their fair share first as well. So it's interesting. But again, I do still the point goes in, like, and anybody can argue me in the comment section about this. You know, how do you create an incentive for other people in society if we distribute it all equally towards everybody else? What would be the point of a Jeff Bezos to exist, where they create a massive amount of jobs for everybody else? What would be the point of a Jeff Bezos to exist? If everybody has it equally? Why would I work that hard or build something that requires so much stress, sweat equity to do if it's gonna, if I'm gonna get equal to everybody else once it's built, I have those questions, but you guys can answer in the comments.
No, you gotta change the system. Even with it, change the system. You take it off somebody. You take it off me. You take it off Liz. You take it off Ashley. If you take it off. The irony is, here I am, a socialist. Telling to you, I'm not in favor of taking it from one group and giving it to another. But, I want a different system, so we're not in that box. You've not explained to me how, when we've got this different system, magically the wealth owned by the Bezos people of this world suddenly goes away from them and goes to other people. You've not explained how this happens. Let me suggest how we do it. Change in the economic system doesn't work. It's very concrete. Let me explain. Suppose you had, which we already have around the world, something called a worker co-op, a situation in which a business is owned and operated by all the people in a democratic way. So they sit around and decide, like we do with political decisions, how we produce, what technology we use, and how we distribute the fruits of what everybody helps to produce. They would never give billions to one person while everybody else can't send their kids to school. Yeah, because cooperative production system. You have expropriated the wealth. Because when we get to that system where the workers sit around and decide who gets what, you've literally changed the system and taken it away from the people who've got it now. You have expropriated it by force. You have done it by force. Not necessary. I'm not going to give you my wealth. You're going to take it off me. But you agree that we live in a democratic system. The majority of the people want to change it. You would go along with it, otherwise you're not supporting the democracy. You are taking it off me. As somebody with a gun, a police officer will come to my house and take off that wealth. It's expropriation. That's what you're talking about. I'm talking about letting the people in.
He's not talking about that at all. He's just talking about he did a worker co-op. Distributed equally amongst the workers. The people who work, I get what he's saying. And I see why he's saying it. Like, I see why. I do.
This country and every other country decide whether they would rather have an economic system that functions democratically at the workplace or keep the one we have, which produces this inequality that puts us at each other's throats. Okay, we'll agree to differ. How about this one? Sir Richard Branson, multi-billionaire. He wants a universal income for all. His rationale is that robots are taking over. Somebody's got to provide an income for the people who lose their jobs. In favour of that? In principle, are you in favour of a universal income? Really? No. Well, no, I told you, socialism, Marxism, these things are changing and rethinking just like everybody else. Here's what I don't like about the universal basic income. I like the idea that we can take care of everybody, and we ought to, as a nation. What I don't like is to divide society into those who work and earn their income, and those who don't work and still get an income. I don't see that as healthy, I don't see that as fair, and I see that as a prescription for trouble down the road. Here's my suggestion. When we have technological change, like robots, computers, let the work day be shortened. Make everybody work to do their fair share and so participate in the benefits of technology with a shorter work week for everybody, so nobody gets an income without working and no one works without getting an income. That would be a better way to take care of people than what we do now, which is use technology to make a lot of profits for people, throw a lot of people out of work, and then be surprised when they're at each other. Do you realize that
I disagree with them on that. I think that if you don't want to work, you shouldn't have to work. I think that everybody should have the ability to choose whatever they want to do. If you don't want to work, you shouldn't have to work. I think that if AI came and automated a lot of jobs out of existence, which it's already starting to do, it's already been doing. I mean, it's not even coming. It's here. It's automating a lot of jobs out of existence. Automated a lot of retail jobs, and I heard they're making moving trucks, self-moving trucks, and once that happens, whew, man, it's gonna be bad. But I do think there needs to be. I think there needs to be. It doesn't. Like, I think that everybody should at least get $1,000. I like Andrew Yang's point on this. Everybody should at least get $1,000. $1,000 would move everybody off the poverty line and allow people to be able to choose the where they want to go with things. So I think that's how it should go. I disagree with Richard Wollf on that, but yeah, let's go.
We now have the largest audience of capitalists that you've ever had in your life. Do you realize that? Oh, I hope I will have more of them. I hope we get more of them too. Let's work together on it. Last one. And I've never ever been able to nail down a socialist, Marxist, communist, or whatever on this. Never gonna get it. Someone who makes $10 million a year, for example, this is before the revolution. Right. As of right now, you make $10 million a year. What's the fair share of the government from that $10 million a year? Here the answer depends on your understanding how our tax system works. No, it doesn't. It does. No, it's not about a rate. It is about a rate. I'm asking you what the rate should be. Right, but the question is, rate on what? That $10 million on your earned income. Well, that's not the only tax we pay. We pay on our property. We pay. Okay, tell me about the earned income tax. Just the part about the earned level. Yes. Somebody makes $10 million a year in earned income. They go to work every day, whatever it is, and they get paid $10 million a year, $800,000 a month. What is the fair share of the government from that $10 million? I would propose that we go back to that which was in place under Republican President Dwight Eisenhower. 50 years ago, we had a tax system that took a great deal more from that person than the tax system we have today, and we had a faster rate of growth, and we had lower unemployment.
You had recessions every other year.
What?
You had recessions every other year.
We had recessions every
other year.
Never have we had that.
Hold on a second.
There's one thing you are forgetting, and that is that in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, there were enormous deductions which wealthy people could take, and that lowered their tax rate. Right. It wasn't anywhere near 70%. Absolutely, but it was way above what we have now, and so I wanted to stress, I'm not asking for something utopian and strange and distant in the future. I just want us to go back to what we all as a nation, including our Republican president, thought was appropriate wealth. No, change the system so we don't have to problem with folks like you. I really was. I don't think so. I'm a refugee from that. That's why you were surprised by what I said. No, you can never surprise me, Professor. And that was fun. Good. Will you come back? Absolutely. If I invite you. Thanks very much, comrade.
I like how that conversation went, though. It didn't go left. It went pretty good. I like that. Definitely agree with Richard Wollf. I like the guy's question. The guy asked a lot of really good questions, though. Those questions need to be put in front of something, because if we're going to economically change something, that could lead to a war. So we got to have a clear understanding of what we're doing economically to make the change. But I definitely do think there needs to be a change, because there's a lot of things going on in society that suck right now. But anyways, thank you for watching this video all the way through. I'm out. Oh, wait, let me say this one last thing. Richard Wollf is a genius. Love it. Wow.